I do know that one thing that comes up a lot is marketing spend. Like, how much do I invest, especially in the early ramping stages versus later on once the store is mature? And obviously, each of your stores are in different markets or you have different, revenue. But would you say, do you have a target amount of gross that you're spending on marketing per month? Or how do you kind of figure out how much you're spending? And do you have a rule as far as when a store is first opening, how much you're spending versus at what point you may pull it back?
So I'm gonna use the word balled out in the beginning. Because especially the laundromat side is you are trying to change their pattern of behavior. So laundry is not just cuting, this is going to be tough love here. It's not just creating a cute little social media post in the beginning, because these people have been going to, the Smiths down the street for 40 years or 20 years or whatever. And if you're coming in, either you're retooling or you're building a new one, or you're coming into a market that you've never been to before, you're going to have to change their pattern of behavior. And so like we invest very heavy in the beginning, and we do 2 weeks of free washing, not just drying. We do 2 weeks of free washing. They pay for their dryer. And we do that up 2 to 3 weeks, depending on how this store that we just opened, we did it for 4 weeks. But again, you're changing their pattern of behavior. I know that traditional marketing for my laundromat customer cost me $7 to get a laundromat customer in the door. Over their lifetime, they're spending $1,500 to $1,700 with me. Well, if I need to triple that spend in the beginning from $7 to $21, it's way, way, way worth my investment, giving them free washes for 3 weeks, because now they're with me for that long. Now, my other store that I've opened now almost 5 years, I've got people that we did the same thing with. They've been with me for 5 years. So that investment has paid over and over and over and over again. And so, and then, your marketing is going to change, your budget spend is going to change the further along that you are. In different seasons, we always say if laundry is seasonal, and I'm sure those of you who've been in the industry, you can talk about that. And I know, especially for us, we're in agriculture, we're in the Midwest. We go 3 months big, 3 months slow. We cycle, and so in our spikes, we want to make our spikes go higher. So we're going to spend a little bit more in marketing, because if you're producing, you want to produce even more. And so that's kind of how we view ours. But we're anywhere from 10 to 15%, depending on the time of year, depending on what we're doing. And then from there, our beginning stores opening, we spend a whole lot more. And then once we get them in, they're in, and we don't have to spend as much. So.
I love that. One thing that you brought up that I always like to call out too is the idea of, if you are doing, whether it be a free wash day or a free wash week, a lot of people think, well, I'm giving it away, which yes, you are. But if your washer has an $8 cycle vend, it's not actually costing you $8. It is costing you pennies on the dollar, because it's costing you your utilities to run the machine. And so I think that is, to Hannah's point, like people think, well, I'm missing out on all of this, it's costing me this. No, it's not really costing you that. It's costing you what to run the machine. And when you look at the lifetime value of a customer, if you're going to spend $7 to get a customer that's going to be $2,000, most people would make that decision all day, every day. And so to kind of think about it differently sometimes.